Hello and welcome back to another live stream, another afternoon live stream. We'll see how many connection errors we have, or problems we have with our stream. Over the past few days, we've had a lot of network drops, so my stream has gone down. So if you are watching this, I don't know, in the future, and you see like part one, part two, part three, or whatever, that's because my network connection has dropped, or maybe I took a break. So for example, yesterday I was streaming for a while, then I took a break to eat, and when I came back, I started again, and then my connection dropped like an hour and a half later when I planned on continuing. So my connection's been very finicky, so I have to be very careful, or if we're going for a while, we're just gonna have to keep pushing it, because there isn't much time left for me to get to 60 hours. So let me switch over to my second area. So we are currently at 30 hours, 6 minutes, and 37 seconds. So we're just a little bit over halfway, at the halfway mark, basically. And we've been working on a bunch of things over the past few streams. This project has been driving me kind of crazy, but it's been a lot of fun. I mean, every project I work on drives me crazy, but it's always fun. It's always enjoyable, because I do enjoy the process of, even though I get frustrated sometimes with how stuck I get. But that's okay. You get to all see this if you're watching. And, after the fact, I'll be able to like scrub through 60 hours worth of video and, maybe see what I learned and stuff like that. So earlier this morning, I did a little bit of studying off camera. So I studied a little bit about Async Await, a feature in JavaScript that was added in 2016, 2017, something like that. That I never actually had learned about, or never had actually studied or used myself. So we're going to be trying to modify our code a little bit to work with Async Await. Why don't I get the stream started, the timer started? So let's go over to the desktop, because this is crucial time. These minutes count. And let us run node count up timer. And we can see that the timer is now going 30 hours and change. So that is great. We also need to I restarted my computer, so we're also going to need to fire up everything else that we were using. So this app was called the Form app, and I want to ng serve. So this compiles all the Angular code and gets the thing up and running. And I want to see it up and running. I want to see my Angular front end working. I also have to get the Mongo D service running as well, so that way I can hook into my database. Let's see. So it looks like it's live. It's the localhost 4200. The localhost 4200 should have my project there, and there it is. So we are, we're glad we have our project. What else? Oh yeah, so I said Mongo D we have to get up and running. I believe that's called the daemon or daemon. And so that I actually I have to get because I installed it with Homebrew. So this is the way that I'm gonna have to get it up and running. So brew services start MongoDB community. I could make it like a service that automatically starts my computer, but I'd rather not do that. Like if I'm not using Mongo, I don't really need to, waste the resources. So if I run this, of course, command not found. Why is that not working? Oh, because Mr. G is not a command. That is my username on this computer. So let's delete that, and let's just actually let's delete all this. So it's just something I guess I copied the entire line just so I didn't lose or forget how to actually get the service up and running. So there we go. This should be good. And when I hit return, it will successfully start MongoDB community. And now I can actually open up the Mongo Shell by typing in Mongo, and I could see the database. So I'm accessing the database manually right now. I could use a GUI like Robo3T to actually see the database without having to type all these different commands. But because I don't have it installed right now, and I actually don't want to gamble today. I don't want to like download things unless they're like packages for this specific project. But I don't want to download like a few 100 MB app and then have the stream go down again. So we'll just use the shell, and probably it's good practice anyway to learn how to navigate throughout the project with the command line. So use forms show collections db.forms.find, and this will show us everything that is in our database right now. So you could see we've added a bunch of things to our database. A bunch of forms were submitted to the database yesterday. So we did a bunch. We could clear it out pretty easily. Maybe I'll make a button and delete the database. I guess let's try to think out loud of what I want to accomplish today. I was actually giving it some thought, and yesterday I spent a bunch of time working on the the file number and making it of type number, and I couldn't get the server-side validation to work. So I just, I kind of like hacked it and made it so that it had to be between a certain value. Let me pull up the server so I could explain what I'm thinking. And actually, before I do that, I do want to say that if you're watching this from the very beginning and you're new to the stream, or you're new to this channel or this video, basically what I'm doing is a 60-hour live streaming challenge for this month of August 2020. And I would recommend probably not watching this from the very beginning unless you really want to just like leave it running and like have my voice in the background or something. But I would recommend going to the end of this video and seeing what I end up creating over the next few, minutes or hours. And if that's something that interests you, then you could like go through and scrub through or find the sections that you want for whatever it is that you're trying to build, or whatever it is that you're trying to learn, or like see how I learn, or see how I figure out. So yes. With that said, this server yesterday, I added some fields to each possible property, or each possible thing in the object, in the form object, and I made sure that the file number was of type number. And I mean, I was thinking about this overnight. I was thinking maybe I should just make it a string. That way I can check to make sure that its length is either 6 or 7 digits. Because the way that I did it yesterday was I just basically set it to a minimum of 100,000, which is the lowest 6-digit number you could come up with. The issue here, though, is that someone could have a file number that's 6 digits, but it has leading zeros. So like maybe the first or second numbers are 0 or 00, and then that might get shortened to, okay, that's a 5-digit number or a 4-digit number, and then we have an issue. So I thought maybe I should just change file number to a string and check to see the length of the string. I tried a few other things, but I just could not get it working yesterday. So if you watch, did I move something? No, okay. So if you watch yesterday's video, you'll see that I got stuck on this for a while, trying to find a way to make sure that the number was of a certain length. I tried the toString method on the number, but none of that worked. So we left it at this. We ended on this. Last night I was thinking maybe I'll go back to a string, but I don't know if I want to do that either. I guess it's not that big of a deal. It's just like one little edge case, but all these edge cases do add up eventually. The other thing I was thinking about last night was if someone enters an email, I kind of want to make everything lowercase. So I know that there is a validator, or there is a sanitization kind of thing in Mongoose. So Mongoose to lowercase. So I know there's a way to make every string that comes in lowercase, because I actually don't like uppercases. So if you ever message me online or I'm texting you or something, but typing it out, basically I just write everything in lowercase. But I know that there's a way to make everything lowercase. Okay, so lowercase, set that equal to true. So that will automatically sanitize the data that's coming in. So if someone types in an email address and uses uppercase letters, we can make that lowercase. So let us lowercase set that equal to true. And I'm going to do that for every string because I don't really want to be case dependent. I don't want to have to check things against different cases. So if someone submits an email address with different the first letter capitalized, I don't want to have to potentially face some issues later on. So what else? What else is so we have the email, we have the name. Name is of type string, so we're going to add where did I add it after? After trim. So we'll trim it and then we'll make it lowercase. set it equal to true. So that's what it's going to look like. I'm just going to paste that again for the selected school and for the selected training. The file number is just going to be a number, so you can't lowercase that. So now I'm going to hit save, and I mean, I guess we could test it out. Why not? Let's make sure that this thing works. Let us open up the console here, just in case we get something returned. And let's type in the full name of uppercase, like this. Uppercase name, a@b.com. We're also checking to make sure that someone submits a, hey Mark, how's it going? We're back for, I don't know, as long as my internet connection doesn't go down again. 123, 123, that's a valid number. There, I chose the thing. So when I hit submit form, uppercase name should be all lowercase. Actually, let me make a@b.com. Let's make B uppercase. And nothing, I can't really make anything. Actually, I don't really need to make the trainings lowercase. Oh, and actually I'm not even running the server, so it's not even gonna work. So let me remove the ones I don't need. I don't need to make the trainings lowercase or the school, because people are going to be choosing from the drop down, from the options. I really just need to make the name and email. Actually, even full name I don't want to make lowercase. What am I doing here? I guess just the email. Just make sure that the email is lowercase. Or maybe there's a way to make it so that the full name, has the first letter uppercase. Yeah, I guess we'll just do the email. So let me hit save here on the server, and I got to get my server up and running. So let me open up, and let's run it on NodeMon. So that'll keep refreshing the server every single time I update the file. NodeMon server.js, or just server. And now our server is up and running, and it's connected to the database, because we have that kind of like as a check up here. Let's see. Actually, maybe if we don't connect to the database, we shouldn't try to do the rest. We should basically just like throw an error, or like, return out of here, so that the whole database just like breaks. But for now it works. We'll leave it like that. What was I just saying I was going to do? Oh yeah, I want to test out the the email address. So we'll have a mix of uppercase letters and lowercase letters, and everything should be lowercase in our database once I hit submit. So let me submit the form. Our database is ready, our server is ready to receive a form, received and saved to database. And now I should be able to see, we could see that it was created with all lowercase letters, even though I did submit some uppercase. You'll see that the full name is uppercase because I removed that sanitization property from that object. You still in isolation, Mark, or are you in the room or in the suite with your roommates? Okay, we have that working. We have the file number. We're going to leave it as a number and just use this. Yeah, I think that's fine. Let's see. What else do I want? I don't need to see the database right now. I don't need to see what's in there. This is running. Actually, I think once it's running, maybe I don't need to have this open. So maybe we'll just connect to the shell inside of here, and we'll test that out. There we go. Mongo's connected. Show DBs. Yep, and we're good. We could still access the database. And just to show that this is working, forms.find, and let's make it pretty so it's easier to read. And that does not work because we have to use forms first. And show collections. I keep forgetting what my collection name is. Forms. So db.forms.find pretty, and there we go. We have all our objects in there, all of our forms that we've submitted. I just finished unloading most of my bags, put my room together, and I put the kitchen together. I just have to put away all my clothes. Cool, gotcha. So now it begins. Now I guess you're on your own, living on your own for a little bit. It's exciting. What else? What did I say I was going to do? I keep talking out loud and then forgetting what I'm saying. I guess it's a sign of getting old or older, which is scary, actually. That's probably the scariest thing about getting older, that, you know, I worry that my brain isn't going to be able to like soak up new information or learn new things, or that I'm going to be a bit slower. But whatever. Oh yeah, so I said that I had studied some async, like how async await works. So I'm gonna modify my my code a little bit to actually work in that kind of a manner. I believe. I think I'll work on that. So let's see if we can recreate the post and get it to work using the async await. Using the async await style of writing things. So basically, it's just like a way of using promises, but in a way that looks like it's synchronous, even though it's not. So I have to create an async function. So we'll make this function an async function. And what this is going to do is allow me to, instead of, actually, let me move this down because, actually, let's delete it because it's going to be, I can just look up here for the reference. And what I wanted to do was I want to save the submission. So let us do that. So how do I do this? So I would do await submission dot save. Okay, so when that happens, or after that happens, then I want to, so I want to try this actually. So I want to, how do I write it? I can't even remember how I did that. Let me type in async await JavaScript just to make sure I get this right. All right, let's go with that. I know I want to do a try catch. So try, and then we're going to have a catch in case there's an error as we're doing this. If there's an error, we'll console.log the error out. And so I guess we'll try this inside. We'll try to do the await, the submission, the save inside of the await. And how will this work? How do I make this? How do I make sure that this is correct? Okay, async function. Okay, so the dot then on this. So maybe I could set this equal to const saved equals that, and then I could do saved dot then. Is that how you do it? I should have taken notes. Let's see. Let value equals await promise await, and this is the maybe we could do result. Maybe we'll do result. Not saved, but we'll do the result. And then on result, then we do the dot then. Await fetch GitHub result. Oh, wait. Here's where I want to... Oh, okay, so... Never mind. So I think if that works, if I'm able to save, instead of doing a dot then I'm going to return the res.status 201, which means that a resource was created, and send this back to the front end. This object of received and saved to database. Received form, is that what I call them? Form, yes. And saved to database. Okay. But I guess since I'm not using result, maybe I just, I could remove that. So I just await. Does this belong in there too? We'll test it out in a little bit. Oh, maybe it's on the entire, on this function, on this post, we do the dot then. Wait, am I doing this right? Well, this is how you learn. You get stuck, and then you have to figure out how to get unstuck, and then you learn, and then you do that multiple times, and then you hopefully it sticks. Hopefully, then you understand it. Okay, so we have the async function. So I did do that. I have an async. This is my async function. Mine looks like this using the arrow function, and so inside of here, we have the try and catch. That's okay. Hello dot then to actually consume the value and return. Since it's returning a promise, we could use a dot then block. So a dot then on hello. Oh, so maybe this entire thing I should put in a. Maybe I should do that. Turn this whole thing into a const save post. Set it equal to that. Maybe not. Actually, no. I don't think that's what I want to do. I mean, we could try this and see if it works. I mean, if there's an error, then I want to return the error. So return res.status, and if there's an error like that, that's a 500. And then we could send nothing back. This might work. Console.log. All right, let's try this. So we saved our. We should be able to add something to the database. I'm gonna pull this over to the side. If something comes in, we'll see it on the right. Let me go over to my form. Type in whatever. Okay, when I hit submit, received form saved to database, but I don't see it here in the, well, let's see if it's in the database. So what did I just add? Oh, I don't even remember what I typed in, but it should be the one after this. So we're going to find uppercase name and we'll see what's next. Uppercase name, and actually it did work. It did add it to the database. It worked. And that looks like the type of name and email I would have typed in. So I think this works. How would an error occur? Actually, where do I put the dot then? So post. Do I need a dot then? Actually, maybe. So I could see the actual thing that's added to the. So like let's get the result and display it. So console.log the result. Don't know if this is correct, but part of me thinks that that's how I would do it. Let's try it. And we'll see if it shows up in on our server. The app crashed. Dot then is not a function. Post. I guess I can't do it like that. So let's just delete all that. Maybe I can const result equal that, and then maybe I could display or console.log the result when it comes in, and then I can send that status over to the front end, to the client. Let's try this. All right, so that's a very long name. Let's try iii@iii.com, file number 123123. Submit form. Let me pull this up. It's connected to the database. When we submit the form, we do get the result. Okay, so I think I got it working. Yes, iii@iii.com. Okay, and it should be in our database too. We can check to see if we run, there it is. We have that object in our database. So I guess I got it working. I think that's how we make it, we use Async Await to make it almost like look like it's synchronous code, even though it's still asynchronous. And it's using promises. This is just like an abstraction on top of promises. But it makes it easier to read, and if we have multiple, like a chain of promises, then Async Await is a better way to do this. All right, so I mean, just look at this. Like this looks like it would get blocked right here. It would get stuck right here. But the submission.save immediately returns a promise, and then I guess when it comes in, then it console.logs the result. Because otherwise, it would have gotten stuck here. It would have gotten stuck here, or the result would have been like undefined if this didn't. Yeah, if that didn't work. All right, so we got that. I think that's okay. I'm gonna leave this this code here, just in case I did that wrong, or maybe I should force an error to occur. Submission.save. How could I force an error? Maybe I'll turn off the database. No. Yeah, actually, if I turn off the database, then we will receive an error that it wasn't able to save it to the this try catch. It will catch the error. I think that should work. So let's go back to our database. Let's turn it off. Where is it? I think it was over here. Let me get out of the shell. So instead of services start, let us stop. And it's going to stop the MongoDB community service from running. Okay, there we go. So now we can't connect to the database. So okay, so let us try to save something to the database now. So email address, we'll go with s@s.com. File number, again, 6-digit number. I'm picking random things. Hit submit form, and we should see a problem here in the database. Let me open up the database terminal. There we go. Now when I hit submit form, it does not say, it doesn't give us an error. Oh, what am I doing wrong here? Connected to database. And it's not sending the status 500, which it should be sending. Submit. Maybe I think it looks like it's getting stuck over here. Oh, there we go. Well, there's the status of 500, but I don't know if that's coming from us, though. Yeah, we get that 500 error, but I just don't know if it's coming from us. Submit. Because this should be console.logging the error to the server over here. Oh wait, it did. Maybe it just took a while, but I think it just came in. Yeah, it just came in. I mean, it's kind of hard to read what this says or why this is not working, but we have an issue here. Perfect. Okay. Well, I don't know about perfect, but at least our error gets displayed. I guess when the promise gets rejected, maybe it just takes a little while for that promise to get rejected. That might be it. So let us get the server back up and running. So services start. All right, successfully started. And now if I run it again, we should receive back the object. So let me just refresh. Let's do, I don't know, just a weird looking name, weird looking email, 6-digit file number. Actually, let's do a 7-digit file number just to make sure that that is working. And we'll pick something else. When I hit submit, what is going on? Uh-oh. No, that's not. Where is our error? What's the problem here? We should have gotten a response that the form was received and saved to the database. Let me see if we can connect to the database. Show DBs. Yeah, we're connected. It looks like the front end is, did it not send? Maybe I didn't click submit form. Let's try one more time. Or maybe name, oh, name has to be a string. Wait. Maybe it detects the numbers. So let me just make it a string. Oh, maybe this was also invalid. Maybe I put a space after the at. All right, let's try one more time. There we go. Okay, and we should see it on the server. There it is. Here's the weird looking email. All right, so it was saved correctly. I guess the front end was preventing me from submitting the form because maybe it wasn't valid for some reason. Maybe it detected that space or something. So somewhere I made a mistake. Okay, there is the, there's everything. It looks like it's working now, I think, right? Maybe instead of result, I can call it post or form. Not 100%. Yeah, I guess we'll go with that. That makes a little bit more sense. It's more, it's better than result because people don't know what result means or what it is. All right. So we'll go with that. Okay, that works. All right, so we got the async await functionality working, and I guess if there's an error, we send a 500 status. Okay. We also got the email to be sanitized, to be all lowercase, regardless of what someone put in there, regardless of the case that they use, the letters. All right, so I'm looking at my my stream, and it looks like we've dropped a few frames, but it looks like we're, for the most part, we're still going well. We're still good. So we'll take it, even though I might have lagged out a couple times. All right, let's save the server, and think about what's next. Okay. Let us create an endpoint to. All right, let me think. Let's create an endpoint to be able to get all of the items inside of the server. So we'll create a get HTTP method. So we could run a get request, and we could retrieve all of the posts in the database. So I want to be able to get all of the posts so I could display them on the front end. For now, just so I know that I can do that. I wouldn't do it on this page, obviously, because obviously when someone's submitting a form, they don't need to see that every other form that's already been submitted. Plus, that stuff should be private. But for the purposes of this this project, because I'm just creating a sample project, testing it out, it's easier for me to see that I can get a I can see everything that's being that's in the server on the front end, so I could retrieve that. Okay, so why is there a big name over here? So over here, f.value.full name. Okay, yeah, I remember. I was trying to see if I could detect all of the different fields. Actually, why don't I do that? Let's do H3s though. H1 is just way too big. And maybe even H3s are too big. Maybe we'll just put this all in a... Let's go smaller. H4s, and we'll do one for each. So H4. So we have the name, the email, f.value. What was it, email? Let me save that. And so as someone types in the email, we should see it down there. Okay. What's next? H4. So email, file number. That's f.value.file number. There we go. And if it's not a number, then it wouldn't even display that. Next, I want to display the H4. Actually, this is going to be this will be good because I want to be able to see what it's when it actually picks the school and the program name and all that stuff. So the school is f.value. Did I do school name? I forgot what I called it. So right now, once I select the school, all right, I have to look at my component and see what I named it. So school is the form res.data, the submission, maybe schools? Not school name, but schools? I don't know if that's right, though. So when I choose something, no, it's not showing me the... Oh, maybe it was a selected school. I think I called it something like that. Why didn't I see that? Selected training? No. Selected program. All right, let's see. Actually, let's look in. What am I doing? It's over here that I should be able to see the school. I used selected school. That's what it was. There we go. Wait, let me hit save. And now when I select a school, there we go. We see it down here. Same idea for the school, the program name. So basically, I'm going to be able to see what the form looks like as they're filling it out. Just before I hit submit. Because when I hit submit, it clears out the entire form, should clear all of that out. So the program name is f.value. What do I call it over here? Program? See if that's correct. Oops, let me put this in curly braces. Nope, that did not work. So that's not how I access the program. Maybe in my component I could see. Selected training. That's what I think it was. So when I select a training, oh no, that was the trainings. But the actual program, what did I call it? Program names. Target.value. Program Oh, I guess maybe just program whatever it's selected. Maybe that'll work. No. Should be updating down here. Why is it not? Can I just display the entire f dot value? Oh no, I need to know what the program name is. Or sorry, what the field is, the property. Oh, what is that called? What is that? Training program. The program of programs. ID value, select program handler. Huh. In the component, we could see the selected training, but we don't see. How do we capture the selected program? Select program handler. This dot show trainings is true. Let's select it. Event dot target dot value. But I'm passing it over to this. Oh, I could access. No, I won't be able to access selected program outside of it. Okay, so I need to make this a property. So this I think is scoped only to this method. So what I can do to access it from outside. Oh, but that's not great. I mean, we could get it to work like that, I guess. Let's do a selected program. Set that equal to an empty string, and then set that equal this. Instead of let's dot selected program, we'll do this dot selected program, and then set it equal to that. So now I should be able to access. We have to make sure it says this, so it's this instance of it. I should be able to access it now in here. f.value.selected program. So when I hit save, now when I choose a program, it does not work. Okay, why is that? f.value. Let me see what it when I actually submit something. Let me on the front end when we submit. Let's log out the form. Console.log this.the form before we reset it. So let's do. All right. So when I select a program name, a school, file number. That's 8 digits. That's fine. Wait, that's 7 digits. That's fine. Full name, acceptable email, school. I want to know how we could access the program name. All right. So submit form, and we should see it in our console. So let me go over to the console just to make sure I have that open, and submit form. And we see, oh, sugar. We see the entire form here. But let's see what that looks like. The value. File name, selected school. Selected training. Actually, we don't send that. We don't send that to the server, I'm realizing. We send the selected. We don't send the program name. Oh my goodness, is that an oversight? We send the email, we send the file, we send the name, full name, email, file number, definitely. Selected school, we send the school, we send the training, but we never send the actual program that they're in, and we should send that because I want to store that in the database with every single person. Oh my goodness, how did I forget that? Okay, so now we got to fix that. No wonder I'm not seeing anything. So let me delete that console.log. Let us fix this back to, go back over here and remove, we'll leave selected program like this. And let's figure out how to send it to the database also. Okay, so, sorry, send it to the server. So schools, program names. Where do I construct the... How do I construct the form to submit. So on submission equals the form.value. Let me look at my front end over here. I think it's because I'm missing a name over here. So we'll give it a name. Oh no, whoa, wait a second. Radio button group. It has a name. Wait, can we access it as radio button group? No. Class for program. Oh no. So let's see. Radio button group. If we do program name. No, that's not working. It has a name property, or name attribute, I should say. Radio button group. It doesn't have, oh, it doesn't have ng model. Maybe that's why. So let's add ng model to this. And maybe now I could access the radio button group. Yes, now I can. Okay, so APCSA, and it updates the program name. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I forgot to put ng model on that. All right. I don't want to call it radio button group. I want to call it maybe selected school. So selected program, not selected school, selected program. The same idea with the school, but the school's already working. We got that working because we put the. All right, so that was a pretty big oversight. So let us make sure our server can now handle or is expecting the program name, because as of right now it's not. And before I get to there, let me just make sure I also have the training, the selected training. All right, it's broken now. Now I can't even see the things. Okay, so why is that? Oh, because I renamed it to selected program. Is that why? Let me go back to my component here. Show trainings equals true. Event.targets.value. Selected program is event. All right, maybe it's, let me remove, let's just have selected program inside of this and not outside. Show trainings. And now on the server, we need to add a full name, email, file number, school, program name down here. So let's add program name. That's going to be of type string. It's going to be required. And I mean, I guess we could trim it, even though same idea here. We don't really have to trim it because the person isn't really typing it out, but just in case somehow there's a space, a leading space or a trailing space, we'll delete that. Okay. Okay, so that's the program name. So we need to receive that. So here's our schema. Request.body. So we have to put that in the body of the form that we submit. Let me go back to, let me close out the server file. We don't need to see that. All right, so on submit, this.theform.value. Let's see the form again. Console.log. Let's see the submission. I think before I just showed the value. That's why I had to go into the submission property of that. All right, let's try it out. Okay, full name, email, file number, school, program name. Oh, and I can't choose the training. Why is it not showing me the Why is it not showing me the correct trainings for the? Okay, let's see how that let's see how that's working. So when we select the program, this .show trainings is true. Let's show trainings in the front end. Show trainings value. All right, so right now it's false. When I click on one, it gets set to true, so that works. Okay. So this line is running. When the radio button is first clicked, selected training doesn't exist in the object for some reason, causing the item inside. Okay, until another radio button is selected, but now it's breaking completely. Let's selected program equal that target.value. So the value of the event.target.value. Let's show trainings. You know what? Maybe we will make selected program a property up here. Set it equal to an empty string. And then down here I could remove the this let and make it this dot selected program. This dot selected program. And now I should be able to see it on the front end. So H4 show, or so selected program is selected program. Okay. Let me add a colon there. There we go. So when I select a program, it says on. What do you mean on? What are the programs that are available? Selected program, it's an empty string at first, and then it says on. Why does it do that? So here we have something going on. Something's going wrong here. Event.target.value. Why don't we display the entire event as, we'll just do this. We'll set selected program equal to the entire event object so I could look through it. So when I select a program, I can't see the thing. Let me just log it out then. So let me log console.log the entire event.target. Let's see if that helps. So now in my console, when I click on one of these programs, all right, we see the entire event here. Oh, the target is the HTML, I guess, the input. Value, ng, so the value, what's the, so let's try dot value and see what that's actually getting. Same idea, when I choose it, it says on. On. Okay, so that is not, that's where our problem is coming from. So we're doing this wrong. So something's wrong here. So that might be caused because of what I named it. I named it the selected program, where it was something else before. It was like the radio button group or something. Selected dot, maybe I could do, can I do value dot selected program? Would that work? Because if that does, that'd be amazing. Let me hit save. And when I choose it, undefined. That is not right. So that doesn't exist. Undefined. How do we get into these situations? Well, at least, I mean, if anyone's watching this, this is you're getting a master class in making mistakes and trying to debug, although I don't know if we'll be successful. Yeah, so the problem is I'm not able to access. I don't know what the selected program is. I mean, it's possible that this was a radio button group. Maybe if we go back, maybe it'll work when I choose it. No, it still says undefined. And selected program, it still says on. Okay, so I don't think that's the issue. I don't think it's because it was a radio button group before. Program. Value is program. Maybe program? Let me save this. I'll just show program. No. Undefined. Well, that's over here. Can you do value.program? Let's try it. Nope, still undefined. It's going to say on. That's the value. But that's not what I want. Event.target.value. Okay. I mean, maybe what I could do is I could, instead of passing the event, I pass the number of the item that's selected, and then I look in my array to figure out which possible thing it could have been. Because I don't see on anywhere else. The form. Let me try logging out the form when I click on one of these. So there's the form. Let's see if I could figure out where it is. Form. No, not controls. Value. Selected program. APCSP. There it is. So maybe instead of passing the event, all right, maybe we could get away with not passing the event. And what we'll do is here, we're not going to pass the event that the selected program was clicked, but because we're using the viewChild decorator, we can access that property using, so over here, my component, so I can access this dot the form dot. Oh, I lost it. So when I, wait a second. Oh, let me get rid of these events. Let me comment it out because right now it's giving us errors. Let's just log out when someone clicks this dot the form. When someone clicks on it, this dot the form dot value. Is it? All right, let's see if we can get closer. We'll get closer. So this dot the form dot form. Let's see if that works. Okay, that's good. Dot value. Okay, we're getting closer. Dot value. Save it. Let me click on one of these. There we go. And now we could access the selected program. Dot selected program. Okay. Wow, that is insane. So we're going to set selected program equal to this, basically. Instead of event.target.value, since we're not passing the event back to the, we're not passing it as an argument anymore. What we're going to do is when that gets clicked, we're going to extract it using the viewChild. So let me hit save. And I want to log out. We'll log it out. We'll see if that works. So when I click on it, there we see the correct thing selected. Beautiful. Okay, so now I don't have to log that out. Now what I can do is I can update the training dates times by passing in the selected program. And so now this will work because that is expecting a string of program name. So now when I click on a program, I mean, we see it's we see our trainings again. Beautiful. Okay, so now this one's not going to work anymore because now we are calling it selected program. That's our property. So over here in the component, we're going to do selected program is, we can remove this. Save. And it's the f.value.selected program. So that's how we're able to access it. So if we look over here, there it is. The program is APCSP. If I click on something else, it'll update. If I click on a school, it starts filling it out. File number, that's not going to show anything because it's not a number. Name, and the full name is, ooh, I could put a number for a name. That's fine. All right. Lastly, it's the training. So why is it not showing the training that's about to get sent? Oh, because I didn't put it in the component, in the HTML. So that is f.value. I think selected training is what we named it. So now when I click on a program and I click on a training, there we go. That's the training that I selected. So now I could submit the form. I can see the thing go through correctly. Or I can see what's going to be sent to the server, I should say. And let me just make sure that on the submission, this.theform.value, so that should send. Actually, maybe this.theform. Can I just do .value selected program? Or do I have to do form.value? Let's try it without. Let's see if we can log out when it's selected. Console.log selected program. Let's see if this works when I click it. Okay, that still works. So we don't have to have the form. We don't have to have form in there. We could just do the form.value.that. All right, so that works. That's we get to remove a little bit of extra code that we didn't need, and that works. Let me refresh just to make sure that all this is good. Select a program. Oh, so see, this is interesting. The interesting thing is I could remove that console.log, by the way. The interesting thing is that when I click on a program, you'll note, so look, when I click on a program, it'll open up the training dates, but right now there's no training selected. So if I click on another program though, and this is what I mentioned over here in this comment, when I click on another program, then we see a training over here, but it's not set. Okay, but it's not set to the property in the component. So if I was to submit the form right now, it would be empty. You could see the training is just empty. Unless I click on this and then select that training, or select another training and then go back to the original training. Okay, so that potentially could present a problem. It hasn't so far because every time I choose something, I keep picking random things. So I always choose something else other than the other than leaving it by, like the default, or just choosing or clicking two of these and then thinking that something is selected, but it's not. All right, so, and I think I would catch that on the server because when I submit the form, it would say this is required. So I would get an error and be able to, I guess, debug that. But I kind of want to see if I could fix that so that, when I do select a program, by default, maybe it'll choose the first one, just in case. So maybe someone chooses a new program, they're like, oh yeah, that's me. Because right now they would have to actually click off of it and go back to the original. And that is not a good user experience at all. So if they click on their program, let's set the default training to be the 0th item. So the first item in that thing. Okay, so let's see if we can do that here, and maybe we can minimize this issue. And this only came up because I'm seeing the values. Why am I showing the show trainings value? Oh, because that's only, it's only showing the train right now. It's false, but it'll show the trainings once I click on one of the programs. Okay, so that's when I change that value. I don't need that anymore. Let me hit say. Oops. Let me delete this closing div. All right. Actually, these H4s are a little big. Let's change it to I don't know, H6s. So now it should be smaller. There we go. It's a little bit more. It's easier on the eyes. And we will add an HR. So we'll put a line going across. Might be hard to see. Actually, no, you will be able to see it. But on my monitor, I can't really see it because this monitor is really terrible and old. Okay. There we go. So now, what did I just say I was going to do? Oh yeah, I want to set when someone chooses the program, so when the select program handler method is hit, I want to show the trainings, and I think I want to set the training to the first item. So what I'll do is I will do this dot selected training equals, so now depending on the training that they selected, selected program. Actually, maybe I shouldn't do it here. I should do it when we update. Yeah, so the issue is that if I try to set the first, actually, can I do it from here? Let me think. Well, it wouldn't be here. It wouldn't be before the selected program. So what I maybe could do is this dot selected training. So I'm going to set programmatically the selected training equal to the this dot selected. Well, the selected program is a string. Selected program. And then I could do maybe I could do the 0th item of that. Wait, actually, hold on. What does selected program look like? This dot selected program. So this is this is a string. I can't look at the 0th item of a string. That's just going to be the first letter. I have to use that. Okay. Okay, it's going to be very similar to this thing down here. So I think I could do this dot selected training is this dot. Actually, I don't want to do it here because I'm going to have to do 3 different ones. I'm going to do it inside of the update trainings. So I'll do this dot selected training, right? Equals this dot training. Actually, let's put it underneath. So this dot selected training equals this dot trainings, and then the 0th item of that. And then I think, so the trainings, units trainings, so the 0th item is going to be this entire object, and then we're just going to do the, yeah, I guess I could just pass the entire object. Well, let's do it like this for now. So this should work for units only. So when I click on units, didn't work. Why not? Wait. Yeah, it's not working. Okay. Let's just let's display selected training. So let me make sure that that's over here. F.value.selected training. Okay, that's okay. Let's right now just set it equal to hello, just to see that this works. So when I select a program name, no, training isn't being set to hello. Why is that? So trainings equals. Selected training is up here. It's an empty string right now. Let me just set it equal to A. see and make sure that this works. So by default, it's A. Why is it not showing? Oh, well, first of all, if anyone's watching this, you're gonna be upset with me because you can't even see what I'm talking about because I'm in the way. So let me see if I can get out of the way here. We'll just make myself a little bit smaller and move this over. Okay, so let me move out of the way for a second, and basically this this thing should say A, or it should say what I choose, but it's not right now. So we're trying to fix that. Let's think about why that is. Let me see if I could just copy the functionality from selected program. When does selected program get set? So when I choose one of these, that's when the selected program gets set. So let me just see if I could piggyback off of selected program. So where is that? Selected program equals this dot the form dot value dot selected program. So right here, when it's selected, when I choose it, that's when I set its value. Okay, so let's see if we could do this. So let's see if we can capture it here. This dot select training equals hello. So when I select a program, it should equal hello. Let me set this to an empty string. And it does not. Why is that? Whoa, that is really blowing my mind. This dot selected training, is that what I named it? This dot f dot value dot selected training. That should work. Oh, you know what it is? It's probably because it might be because it's not getting selected. Like it is. Maybe I could name it something else over here. No, I don't want to do that. Selected training, selected program, selected training. Yeah, it wants to, it only will show this once it's selected, but I'm trying to programmatically select it, but it's not letting me. Or I'm trying to set it programmatically and it won't let me. Maybe when this gets run. So when I click it, no, it's not letting me. That's so frustrating because I don't know why it's not letting me. f.value.selected training. It's only when I choose it that it updates. And that's only happening when this is running. When I select the program, for some reason it's like it's being overwritten by the front end, I think. Maybe I could use a different hold on. I mean, let's see if I could even get this to say units when it first starts. Selected program is units. So let me resave this. And nope, it does not say units, even though it should. Or even though I think it should. All right, so this doesn't... oh, you know what the issue might be? That this is not running when the... This doesn't know... Oh, geez. So I think oh my gosh, I think what's happening is that, I mean, these are getting created, but not when the not when this entire component loads. Maybe so the issue here is that I have to figure out the Angular life cycles. Angular life cycle hooks. All right, so I think this is the issue, and I'm not 100% sure, but I think what's happening is I have my properties, but it's not like these properties are being are so when I set it to something, like when I hard code it to something, it doesn't know when to actually execute that code. Or maybe it's happening before the view comes up, or it's not happening at all. Selected program. I mean, I have it so that it's this dot the form dot value dot selected program. So this is when console.log who, and so when I do click on the program, I see who down here. The problem is that that's when that's getting set, right? This dot selected program. This dot trainings, or maybe it's a different. All right, hold on. Before I completely mess this up, let's delete that. This dot trainings. Oh, let's see if we can access trainings. Not selected training, but let's do trainings. See what happens when we select a program and then select a training. No, it's not working. F.value. Maybe what I have to do is set this dot the form dot value dot selected program and set that equal to this dot trainings dot in the trainings it's going to be, let's try date just to see if this works. Oh my goodness, this is crazy. So in the selected program, so I want to display selected program. So when I choose a program, so let me hit save. When I actually choose a program, there it is. Oh my gosh. Oh, whoa. Okay, so when I actually choose the first program, the training, oh no, wait, that might not be right. Right now it's showing the, because I'm setting it equal to selected program. It should be selected training. Right? Is that what I called it here? Selected, so this dot selected training equals this dot trainings dot date. So now it should say the date of the training when I select a program. And it does not until I choose a different date. Okay, so this dot selected training, selected training. Wait, why is it? It should just show me the should just show me the date. This dot train. Hold on once. Let me do this again. Hold on. This dot selected training. When I choose something, no matter what I choose, it should say yo, but it's not. It's why is it doing that? Oh, because oh, and we have issues here. There are some serious problems here. or potential problems. All right, this is frustrating, but it's good for the bet. We're putting in some time trying to debug this thing, and I guess that's good. So if the program is units, this.trainings equals that. So we set trainings. Hold on one second. Let me try to process this like the computer here. All right, we set this.trainings equal to the array with all of the possible training, the appropriate trainings. Okay. Now I display it with training.date, training.title, training.time. So that's how I'm displaying it inside of the training.date, training.title, training.time. And this is selected training. What if I set selected program? What if I set this dot selected training equal to yo here? So this, every time I select a different program, the selected training should be set to yo. Right? And in our component, this f.value selected training, that should be, that's its name, right? Selected training is that. Show trainings. It has ng model on it. It's got its name. Selected school. File number. Selected school, file number, selected training. This should work. When I click on a program, it should just say yo, and it's not. But it is, maybe instead of a selected training, I'll just do training. Let's see if that works. When I no. No, and let's try one more time with this. So what's, and the problem is, hold on, what am I trying to do here? What is the issue here? What am I sending to the front, to the back end? Let's look at my, I'm sending the selected training. I'm sending everything back to the back end. I just forgot to include program name. I added it to the server. I mean, maybe this will work now. The issue, my only concern is that when someone chooses a thing, if they don't actually select that training. So that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to select. Oh my goodness. I think the issue is that when I choose the different program names, it's forming it inside of the dropdown because I have that over here in the curly braces. So the training date, title, and time. But there is nothing in the array. There's nothing in the array that has all three things in one, basically. So that is probably why I'm not able to just, it doesn't know what to display. The training of trainings. I mean, maybe I could display, I could display all three things here. Maybe not. So let's see, f.value. So maybe I need that in front of everything. f.value.training, f.value.training title, f.value.training time. So now when I click on something, oh, it broke. Undefined is not an object. Training dates, title time. So it's trying to, I think it's trying to display this. Let me just comment that out and see if that's why I'm getting the error. Yes, that's why I'm getting the error. So it's, what's happening is that, I mean, maybe I could do, you know what? Selected training, I'm going to set equal to this dot the form dot value dot training. And so what I could do is I could set this dot, actually let's see if this shows me the object. Let me save this. Let me comment this out because it's right now it's screwing up. So it says the title. Oh wait, where's the trainings? Well, let me try to display something until we get something working. F dot value dot selected training, because I think I'm setting it. Yo, yo, yo. So there's our yo, yo, yo. When I select it, but it doesn't set, oh my gosh. Maybe what I could do is selected training. So when I set it, training, selected training. Can I access like the 0th item or something and get object when I click it? No. It's not an object. Maybe it's not detecting it as an array. This dot form, the form dot value dot trainings. Oh, this is frustrating. This is annoying. Okay, let's so let me try to recalibrate here a little bit and try to explain what it is I'm trying to accomplish. So my worry right now is that when someone goes to fill out the form, they might choose the program name. But when they choose the, wait, actually, maybe this could work. When they choose the program name, okay, so here's the issue. Let's say someone visits the page and they click on units and then they're like, oh shoot, I'm not in units, I'm in APCSP. So then they'll click on APCSP and they'll see, oh yeah, that's the training I need to go to. So they're not going to click anything else. They're going to go right to submit form, hit submit. But the problem is that when I hit submit form, this is actually not, this is not going to be sent to the server until I choose something. And now you could see because I'm kind of displaying it down here, you'll see that they have to like choose elsewhere before they can submit the form, because otherwise it'll try to send an empty string. Even though on the front end, it looks like something was selected. So that's what I'm trying to fix. And I have no idea how to do it. Where am I messing up? Let me, all right, let's. And that was the same issue, same thing I mentioned like a couple days ago, that when the first radio button is clicked, selected training doesn't exist in the object, causing the item inside the dropdown to not show until a radio button is selected. I don't know if that's the exact same thing, but I described just now what it is that I'm trying to fix. All right, so let's see if we could fix this. Let's see if we could like reason through this really slowly. Let me delete that. Let's just kind of start over-ish. Selected training is an empty thing. Okay, so I did mention lifecycle hooks, but it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be a lifecycle hook issue when I'm actually clicking on the program name twice. It's not a lifecycle hook issue because I'm actually clicking on the program name. But when I click on the selected program, it knows the program name. And that is set by selected program, right? Selected program, f.value.selected program. f.value.selected training, that is empty. Let me see if I can get the selected training to just display what the program is right here. So this dot selected training equals this dot selected program. So when and let's concatenate like yo-yo to it. So when I click on a program name, no, it's not working. So we have an issue here. Selected training should be getting updated when I click on the selected why is selected program being updated but not selected training? It doesn't make any sense. No, something's wrong here. Let me use the exact same code. So it's setting selected training equal to the program. It should. So when I click on the program, look at that. It's not doing it. It's setting the program name to units, but not yo. Did I put that in wrong? f.value.selected training. f.value.selected training. Selected program. It's right there. Why is that not working? That is so interesting. Why is that not working? That is insane. Should be displaying the exact same thing. That's crazy. Now, why is that? This.show trainings is true. All right, hold on. Let's try to go through this again. Show trainings is false. True. Update training titles. Maybe it's... What if let's get rid of this. Let's just comment out the update training titles and times. Let's see if we can get, this working. So that when I choose a program name, it updates the program name, but not the yo. Why is that? Okay, so maybe it's in my component. I'm kind of narrowing it down and trying to figure out why that is. So in our program name, our selected training, here it is. So these are the okay, so programming here. This is the selected program. Let me put a selected program 3 on this. Just hit save. And in the component, let me do selected program 3. Oh, no, wait, hold on. No, that's not what I want to do. In the component, down here, I want to do selected program 3 and see if that works. So now when I choose a program, yes, that still works. Okay, so I just picked a random number just to make sure that that's where it was coming from. So like right now, if I save it, when I just remove that 3, when I click on one of these, it's not going to change the program name. I just wanted to make sure that that's how they were connected. That one was connected to the other one right here. So this selected program is coming from right here, this selected program. So let me hit save. Okay. Okay. Now, selected training, I have the name over here. Selected program, the name is on the input. Selected training, that is on the show trainings. Let training of trainings. Could I do something like name equals training? And then just show training down here. So if I choose one of those, no, it's not gonna, I can't even select anything. All right, so that broke it. I hit save. All right, so maybe the issue is here. We have the ng model. Maybe ng model has to be after the name. I don't think that's the issue though. Angular's smarter than that. I think I've narrowed down the problem to this. Selected training. Selected training. Is it possible that none of that is working because my show trainings is, it's not showing it, or maybe it's not constructing it. Maybe it's completely removing it when it gets created, until it gets created. Let's just set show trainings equal to true. So it's always true. Show trainings equals true. So at the start, we see our trainings, or we should when I hit save. There it is. If I choose a program name, it's broken. Why is it broken? Why are my trainings not showing? What did I do? Oh no. Oh, it's not updating. So let me select that. Okay, so let me save. So now when I click on a program, I click on another program, all right, we see them, but until I choose it, it's not being updated. So we still have the same issue. So it's not a matter of it not being here when the thing gets chosen. It's not that. So I can make this false again. And so now it disappears until the program is chosen. Okay. Training, date and time, selected training. So let me Google Angular select ng model training. Angular select ng model, and then maybe name. Using ng model with select. Getting object properties via select. Let's see if this first one was good. What if I set it differently or do it differently? How to use ng model and select list form. What if I bind it like that? Field status. How does this one work? value is pal? No. I still don't understand why. I mean, let me try selected program here in the yo, just to make sure I didn't do anything else wrong. So when I select the program, it shows up in yo. If I set it back to selected training, I just don't understand why when the program is selected, if I'm setting the selected training equal to the exact same thing, why that's not working. So look, it's in program name, but it's not in yo, even though it's exactly the same. That is so weird. Oh, why is that happening? Trainings. These radio buttons are going to be the end of me. So let's do Angular radio button, maybe default value. How do I set the default value for radio buttons in Angularjs? ng model equals, wait, this is Angularjs and we need Angular regular. Or not Angular regular, but Angular 2 or 10 or whatever it is that we're using right now. So let's do Angular 2 radio button default value or drop down default value. Add a binding to the selected property like this. Selected. ng value. All right, honestly, this is going to drive me crazy. So I think I'm just going to skip that. And I'm going to skip that for now. And I'm going to see if... yeah, that's really going to drive me crazy. So let me skip that for now. And I'm going to see if it's adding the program name to the... not the program name, the training... actually, the program name to the database when I do submit. All right, let's just see if this works. So we type in our full name, email address, file number, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's fine. School, pick a random training. When I hit submit form, we get an error. HTTP error. Whoa. What's going on? Is my thing not running? Form validation failed. Why is that? Program name is required. Okay, so I'm not sending the program name currently. So, okay, that's why it failed. All right, so let's look at our code and let's look at over here how we're constructing the object. f.value.program name or selected program. Where are we constructing it? Let's see. And I don't want to do yo. I want to do the training. Just leave it at that. All right, how are we constructing the form? Form.value. I may have to, I'm trying to think if I have to like reset, like reserve this. Did I change anything that would force this thing to have to be reserved? Submission is this.theform.value. Console.log the submission. All right, so let's not try to send it to the server right now. Let's just see if we can get, if we just, when you hit submit, we could log out what the submission would be. So let's just do that. So, and it's not going to delete anything right now. All right, so chose one of these. Now when I hit submit form, all right, there we go. We see our object. So selected program. What was the mistake here? Program name. Selected program. But I guess it's, okay, so maybe I should call it a program name instead of select. No, hold on. How am I getting the selected school over to the database? Let me see the server and what it's expecting. Selected school, but I want it to be called selected program because that's what I named it on the front end. Selected school, selected program, selected training. I think now it should work. Now it's got the same name. So let us try again. Let's try to send that. Let's try to submit the form. So let me uncomment this out. I'm going to delete the log. I don't need to see what's about to get sent right now. Okay, 6 or 7 digits, school, and a training is selected. And now when I hit submit form, everything's filled in. It says received form and saved to database. And this now has the selected program in there. Perfect. Okay, that's good. I want that data inside of each form submission, just so that in my database, if I run a query against that, or like, you know, if I want to see everyone that's selected units, I could see that. If I want to, you know, I should keep all that data together. So now we've fixed it. And I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to delete everything that's in the database. So use forms. So the thing is, I mean, look how many things are probably in here right now. So there are a whole bunch of things. So how do I do, can I just do drop database? No, db.drop, db.forms.drop. Okay. Now if I run it, database is empty. Great. All right. So now if I was to submit a new one, let's just say my name is, I don't know, Tony Bigfoot. Let's go with. Name is tony@bigfoot.com. File number is 234234. Let's pick a random school for him. He's in the units program. He's going to that training. And when we submit the form and run this again, there he is. Tony Bigfoot is in our database. And we could see the training that he selected. We could see the units. Oh my goodness! You know what what I'm thinking? Maybe I should break that apart. So I should have like training date and have just the date. Training title. Training time. I mean, okay, I'll try to remember that, but for now I'm just gonna leave it as is. Because that's a lot. That's a lot right now. The form dot value. All right, we're content so far with what we got. Not too content, but we're okay with it. Yeah, I guess we'll go with that. Yeah, and I could do that with like the training dot time or training dot date, because I have that over here in the the unit trainings, whatever, dot date. I could do something like that to send the date. All right, I have an idea of how I would do that, but I don't really need to do that right now. It doesn't matter. All right, so what's the next step? What's the next thing I want to accomplish? Let me think. All right, so we're able to save to the database. Oh yeah, I wanted to do the GET request. I want to be able to see everything that's in the database down here at the bottom. So down here, let me do app component. So underneath this row, let's put another divider, and let us do another row with that goes all the way across, col small 12, sorry. And down here, we'll put everything in the database. Maybe you'll make it a little bit smaller, H4. So now when I refresh, everything in the database is going to be down here. I'm going to run a GET request. Maybe I'll have a button so that when someone presses a button, it'll hit the. Yeah, let's do that. Let's add a button. So that is going to be a button of type button, I think, in Bootstrap. And so we're going to give it a class of button, I don't know, warning. And we're going to name this get forms. There it is. There's my button. So now if I click on get forms, that's when I want to download everything that's in the database. Maybe I should put that. That's all right. That's fine. Right? These are forms, right? Not posts. Okay. So yeah, we'll run a method. So we'll do the get forms. And this is on the clicked event. We'll run get forms on clicked. So we got to put that method inside of our component. Whoa, what's the error here? Clicked.getForms. Error occurs in the template of component, app component. What's the error? Get forms does not exist. Oh, because I didn't put the I didn't create the method yet. So let's put it down here. Get forms, and let's just get forms to do an alert, just to say hi there. So whoa, what happened here? Did you mean get? Oh, get forms. So now when I click on get forms, it's not working. I thought it would put an alert out in JavaScript, out in the window. Maybe it's like window.alert. All right, let's just console.log and see if we even get it working. Hi there. Nope, not working. What's the issue? Clicked get forms. Maybe the type is different. Let me Google that. So Angular button clicked not working. Button click not working. Instead of type submit, wait, proper way. Change type equal to button. Type is button. What is wrong with this thing? Not Angularjs. Let's do this one. Maybe it doesn't have maybe we don't need a type. I don't see type over here. So let's remove the type. Maybe Angular is able to work with that. All right, I remove the type. Now when I click on get forms, still not working. Not cool. I did use click, right? Oh, clicked. That's the issue. It's a click event. All right, now when I click get forms, there it is. Hi there. So I think I could bring back the the type of type button. Let's see if that still works. So when I click on get forms, I'm going to move over. You'll be able to see my mouse. And when I click on get forms, it still says hi there. Can I still do the alert? I want to just see that. So instead of that, I'll do alert, hi there. So now when I click on get forms, we get an alert that says hi there. Perfect. That is that's what I want. So now I know I can detect this event. So in get forms, we're going to do an HTTP GET request from the database, from the server, which is going to hit the database. So let's go over to our server and let's create that route. So we'll do an app.get, and that's just going to be on the empty path. And we'll do the async thing from scratch also. Async. So it's going to be we'll use Async Await. So this is an async method with a request, response, set it equal, arrow function. Put a semicolon there. And so in here, const, we're going to get all the forms and set that equal to await. All right, how do we get all of the forms? All right, let's look at, let's Google this. So express get, let's do Mongoose Express get data. All right. All right, let's be a little bit more specific. Maybe it's a find. We'll need the find in here. We'll need to find mongoose.model, your schema. So that is already outside of here. Form to submit. Well, I mean, maybe we shouldn't use form to submit and just call it form. And we'll call it a form. So that way I could use that same model and it'll make sense. And so we could do forms equals form dot find, and we'll pass it an empty object, and then we'll log the forms when we receive that back. So this will go into our database and find actually console.log, and then we should return. Actually, let's return res.status 200. So that's going to be a good, and let's send it the forms. Or let's send a message that says job, and we'll set that equal to great. All right, so let me get Postman up and running here, so we could test it out. We could test our back end without having to put it in the front end. Okay, so Postman's good. Now we could run a GET request against localhost 3000. And it says hello world. That's not what I want. Because right now, I must have a... There it is. Hello world. Let me delete that. So then I had two methods with the same, or two of the same. Let me run it again. And we get job equals great, which is good. It's good to see that. Hi and bye? No. Okay. Job equals great. So this is working. Can we send back the forms? Actually, hold on, wait. Console.log forms. So that should have been displayed on the server. Here it is. Right? That worked. Wait, no, it's not. That's not the server. Here's the server. Perfect. So I think that worked. If I was to run it again, this should pop up on the server again. Yes, there it is. It just popped up again. Okay, so let me, instead of sending back job equals great, let's send back the forms. So I could remove that from the console.log. And now when I run it, I should be receiving the forms down here. Tony Bigfoot should show up right here. There he is. Okay, great. So let me make this a little bit bigger so you could all see. So that is what is in my database. So I can run a GET request and retrieve everything that's in the database with the code I have on screen right now. All right, we're at 32 hours. So 28 hours to go. I see the finish line. That was a joke. Finish line is far away. Okay. Let us now go back to the Angular components and let's bring in the HTTP GET request here, the Angular HTTP GET. Okay, so on submit does that, but on, okay, so get forms, here we're going to do, so we already have the HTTP service injected. So we'll do this.http.get. And so we're going to get HTTP localhost 3000. And because it's a .get, we don't need to pass in, we're not sending anything to the server, we're just saying, hey, send us back whatever you got. Get forms. I think I have to do a subscription again. I think you always need to subscribe to things. Subscribe. And let us see what the response is. Response or res data? Or we'll just say the forms. That should be the response. And let's console.log the forms that we get back. Then eventually we'll save them into like an array or something. All right, so I hit save, but don't know if that worked. And I won't know if it worked until I actually run this on the front end. Let me close this out. So if I run this on the front end, if I click get forms, we should see the Tony Bigfoot guy show up here in the console. And we get an object. Good. And there it is, Tony Bigfoot. We received him. So what is this okay? So we get back an array of objects. Is this what we want? I think there's something we should be doing. So let me add another. Let me add someone else. So this is going to be Sally Sue. Sally at Sue.com. Let's put U and E in uppercase to test out to see that it's turning it to lowercase. File number is 987987. The school, she works at PS3. The units, and we're going to put that as the training date. I'm going to remove this signature mechanism thing because it's just taking up. Well, I'm not going to do it right now because then it'll clear out the form. But it's taking up space, and that's precious space when we're doing our testing. I don't need that in there. I can just remember that I need to add a signature mechanism somehow. All right. Let me see if I've got any. No messages. All right, so I'm going to hit submit. And now when I hit get forms, we see that this is an object that has two items in there. There's the array. The first array is Tony Bigfoot. The second array is Sally Sue. Okay, so now I'm able to get all the forms. Maybe when I get forms, I can update. I can create an array of. I'll create an array. I think this is the wrong way of doing it. Well, let's see if we can get this working, and then I think if I get it working, I'll be doing it the wrong way. Let's see. So instead of console.logging forms, let's create an empty all forms. We'll create an empty property, and it's going to be an empty array. all forms. Hit save. And what I want to do is I want to set, when this returns, I want to set this dot all forms equal to the forms that we get back from the server. Why is this dot all forms not working? Any type objects missing the following properties. Maybe, okay, so maybe we'll make it of type any. No, it's still not. An element access expression should take an argument. Oh, I'm setting it equal to any, but I should be setting it equal to of type any, like that. The object type is assignable to very few other types. Did you mean to use the any type instead? Okay, so maybe it's just any instead of that, instead of any but an array. Hey, there we go. And the reason that that's happening, I think, is because I haven't described what the data that's going to be coming back is going to look like. So so that's why it looks like that. Let me bring back my, there we go. Make this a little bit smaller. It's still readable, I think. All right, so when we get all forms, we're going to set all forms equal to forms. And then what I want to do, you know what, let's see if this will update. Get forms, and underneath that, let's just put all the forms in a paragraph here. All forms. All right, so let's see if that works. So I'm going to click get forms, and it says object, 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 object. So let me move out of the way so you could all see. So it is displaying them. You just don't see it because I don't know why. I don't know why it comes up like this, but I think the issue is that I have to run it through an observable. What is it called? It's called something observable. An observable pipe, something like that it's called. So let's do Angular observable pipe map. That I think is the example. Rxjs library. All right, let's see if some of these tell us exactly why or like what we need to do. Because I think we have to do something to each of the items in the array that we're getting back before Angular can actually see them or do stuff with them, I think. All right, once I find what I think I'm looking for, I'll read it aloud. So everyone can learn from this. Everyone as in me. No, this is too complicated. I don't think that's the exact thing I'm looking for. It might be, but I don't know. Yes, a nested object is showing up as object. So I'm trying to cast it via pipe and map, but I'm not getting anywhere. Remove the piping part from your get clients method. Do the pipe map before subscribing to the get client. Or create another method that will only do the piping part with the observable returned from get clients. So I need to pipe and do map before I subscribe, it says. All right, I think that one sounds right. before I dive into the sources, let's talk about map and pipe. Before trying to read any source, it's best to have a high-level understanding of how everything works. Otherwise, it's too easy to get lost in the details. Yes, ain't that the truth? I know these two things before going in. Map is an operator that transforms data by applying a function. I know map. Pipe composes operators, like map filter. Map's job is to transform things. We want to transform whatever we get back from the server into something that we could actually use in Angular. Map is a pretty simple operator. It takes a projection function, applies it to each value that comes in from the source observable. That sounds right. It sounds like what we want. In this example, the observable returned by of world. Actually, you know what? This is unrelated, but let me move my my VS Code over to the left. And let me move the browser all the way to the right, because that'll make it easier for me when I'm actually showing this form. You know, it'll be easier to see it on the on that side when it's all the way over there. All right, continuing on, where were we? In this example, the observable returned by of world is the source observable, and the single value world is going to be piped through the map's projection function, which looks like this. The projection function will receive world as an input parameter and will create the string hello world. Remember, operators always return observables. Map wraps the projection function in an observable and starts emitting string values. Pipe is the star of this article. Unlike map, pipe is a method on observable, which is used for composing operators. Pipe was introduced to Rxjs in version 5.5. So it's a code that looked like this and turned it into this. Same output, same concept. So we have to dot pipe and then put the map inside as the as its argument, and then have the function in map. And that, I think, will give us each object so that we could access it, I think. Or I hope, I should say. Let's search for pipe. Wait. The one I was just looking at, I think, looked right. Because we're doing something like this. So dot pipe, and then map response, return the res.response. Catch error. And that's going to be the... Let's throw it in there. Let's see if we can get it working. All right, so in our component... before we subscribe, so here we are going to pipe, and then we're going to put map in here. And so map will take a, I guess, res arrow function. And what do we do? What are we doing to this? So I think what we'll do is so I think the way that this works, and I could be wrong, is that when we run this, it is going to pipe each object from the array. It's going to pass it through this pipe, and we can push each item as we receive it to the array that we created, the all forms array. I think that's what we can do. So then do we have to do anything in the subscribe? Let's see if we can do this. Let's see if this works. What's going on here? Why am I getting this error? That's the response one. Here's the map one, and here's the outside. All right, whatever. Let's see if this works. So we are going to so we're going to do this dot all forms dot push. And can we do just the response? Map, did you mean map? Okay. No, oh, you know what it is? I think I need to bring in the Rxjs map. Rxjs map. How do we add that? map from Rxjs Operators. So we're going to import that. Otherwise, we can't use it. Oops, what did I just press? There we go. So map is down here. Let us import map up there. So I hit save, and the error should go away. And it does. Now can I push the response to, can I push each item to what we get? Let me not do anything with the subscribe. Let me just hit save. Let's go back to our front end. So that is all happening when we press, oops, I did not mean to add a breakpoint, when we press the get forms button. Okay, so let's see if that works. So get forms, I mean, you know what we should, geez, I don't know how this works. Maybe we could console.log each item. Or we'll console.log all forms as each item gets passed through. So if there's like 3 items, maybe this dot all forms. So if there's 3 items, we like the first console.log will show the first item, the second one will show the first 2, and the third one will show all 3. So I think that's how this would work, because it's going to run this function on each item. So hit save. Now when I hit the get forms button, we get an array, but there's only, wait, so, hold on, wait. This is not what I expected. Oops. I don't want an array with another array inside of it. So maybe I'm doing this wrong somehow. Or maybe that's happening because I did the console.log here. And I don't want to call it res. I'm going to call this each form. The subscription is doing nothing right now. How can I actually see these items outside of the array? Can I just log out this dot all form? I don't know if this will work though. Yeah, I can't do that. Oh, okay, let me try to put it inside of the function. All right, let's see if that works. So I push all the forms to this all forms array, empty array right now. Do I have to have type any? I got rid of it. Let's see if I click get forms. Here's an array. It's an empty array. So that did not work. Or maybe it is putting it in there, but when I console.log it, that's happening before all of the items get put inside. So maybe I could put that in the subscription. I hit get forms. And now we get the array of object. That looks nasty. It does not look like what I want. I have an array. So we have the array, one object inside of it. Oh, wait, hold on. We have an array of arrays. So we have an array with one array inside of it. So we just nested an array in there, and I don't want that. Why did it do that? All right, let's see if we could read our Angular documentation here and figure out how to do that. So it's the form. Or maybe it needs this next thing. No. Maybe not. I don't know. Let's Google Angular. HTTP get array. Getting data from a server. Here's one tutorial. Here's another. Here's one from April 2020, so that looks good. And here is another one from September 2019, which is good. All right, so before I look at this Rx, maybe I'll come back to the Rxjs thing in a little bit. Maybe not. Let me close out of that. And let's see if any of these guides are good. No, thank you. All right, we already installed that. The REST API has already been. NG on init? No, I mean, hold on. So that's running. We have it running when someone clicks on the get forms button. But what they have here is they have the get, the course. This is the path. Map. Wait, they don't have a pipe here. How come the other one has a pipe and this one doesn't? Let me Google and see if it says anything about pipes. All right. All right, I don't like this. Too complicated for me. I'm new to Angular and JavaScript for that matter. I've written an Angular service which returns an array of users. The data is retrieved from an HTTP call which returns the data in JSON format. When logging the JSON data returned from the HTTP call, I can see that this call is successful and the correct data is returned. I mean, yeah, the way we're doing it right now is definitely not correct. Get data from a service. Let's see. This is the Angular documentation. I thought I got stuck on it before, but let's see. Return this.http.get. Pipe. All right, now this is way too confusing. This is like specific to this exact project, and mine's a little bit different. So like, whenever like I try to read like other documentation, it's like tough to understand how to make it work for my project. Here we go. No, that wasn't that helpful. Not that. I mean, this looks... The problem is here. This has two maps. This map and then the clients.map. And I really don't understand observables that well either. All right, let us turn to the Udemy course, the Maximilian Udemy course. So Udemy Angular, this one. So I'm going to turn to this course again. I have access to it because I bought it. Whoa, what's with the formatting? This looks nuts. Oh, they kept it as like a sticky sidebar, I guess. And they really don't want you to like not see that it's available at this great price of $12, which it is a good price. The $12 is nothing for 30 something hours of on-demand video, 33.5 hours. So far I've been going for 32 hours, 30 minutes. So even if I had started this at the very beginning and had just kept watching it, I still wouldn't be done. So that's a lot of content. And I mean, this is just me like, you know, kind of like going with the wind. Whereas this is a very like, you know, focused step-by-step kind of course. So I highly would recommend you buy this if you're interested in Angular. But for us, we have to figure out what section would this be in? Handling forms, no. Using pipes to transform output. Making HTTP requests. Fetching recipes. So this is a recipe course, or it helps you make a recipe app. But this might be what I want. I just hate being on stream and just like watching someone else's thing, like on my phone using AirPods, let's say. But I think I'm just gonna have to do that because I am stuck and I don't know how to move forward. All right, so I'm gonna pull up my phone over here, get my AirPods in, and I'm gonna watch this course and I'm gonna figure out how to get this thing working. So if anyone's interested, this is what I'm going through on my phone. I'll pull up the videos on Udemy. Okay, let's see. Now let me find the correct, what did I say? It was course project, making HTTP requests. So let's see how we do that. Making HTTP requests. Why is that? Oh, it's downloading. Uh-oh. Let me get off the Wi-Fi. Just before, like, because I don't want to risk taking down the stream just because I'm trying to stream a video, like watch a video here. Okay, it looks like the stream's still going. We have 400 drop frames. So if you've noticed some lag, I'm sorry. That's not too bad. 400 drop frames is less than 0.1% of all of the frames that I've been displaying over the last 2.5 hours. And we're finished with our water. That was a lot of water we just drank. I think probably like 30 something ounces. All right, let's see. Where is this? Where is this video that will help us for what we're trying to accomplish here? HTTP. Where are you? Did I pass it? What is this? Doesn't say the number. Okay, I'm like right now I'm seeing okay, I'm getting closer. There are a lot of videos in this course. It's 500 something videos, I think. Using pipes, understanding the async pipe. So I'm up to here using pipes. And I'm gonna watch using Rxjs operators to transform data. So this is the video that I'm going to watch right now, right here, this one. So I'm just gonna highlight it just so if anyone's like interested in, I mean, if in seeing what I'm looking at, that's what I'm gonna watch right now. And if I watch something else or change it, I'll select it. Okay, so using Rxjs operators. Here we go.
Transforming data is of course something we could also do here inside of.
Okay, why are my AirPods not connected? Let's connect to those AirPods. Not trying to get a copyright strike here. Why are my AirPods not connecting? All right, hold on. Let me just put them back in this in the AirPods thing, and let me try to reset it. All right, we're back. We're connected again to the AirPods. There we go. It detected them. Okay, let's go back to our course. And we lost our place. Come on. And why isn't it playing from the AirPods? Come on, Apple. Step it up. All right, maybe it's connecting to something else. AirPods. Okay, let's see. Connect AirPods. I'm waiting to hear the little doo-doo. There it is. So now we're connected. And let me go back to Udemy. And now I got to find, it was like video 200 something. Using Rxjs operators. There we go. So now I should be able to watch it. Video 256. And I hear it only in my right AirPod. What is going on with my left one? Oh my goodness. What is going on? Let me try to reconnect these things. Today is just like problem after problem, bug after bug, some debugging, a lot of it unsuccessful. It's been quite a day, quite a roller coaster of a day. Can't even get our AirPods working. You just get one of them working. So there, I connected them again. Ooh, it's really bright. So there we go. Popped it open. Let's try the left one first. Let's put the left one in and see if it connects to the phone. No. No connection to the phone. What is going on? What is this world coming to? It's not even connecting automatically to my phone. There we go. It just connected. Okay, let's try the left one. And it's like not connecting. Try the right one. What is going on? And try one more time. It like connects, but it doesn't play a sound. And then when I try the other one, that one plays a sound. Let's see if anything else works. Oh geez, I think these are broken. I think I broke my AirPods. And I didn't do anything. I haven't used them since like a couple of streams ago. Let us, maybe I'll try them out with some other hardware later. But that is annoying. I can't listen to AirPods when it's only one of them's playing. Where is the... Alright, we'll try to charge them or something. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, just using one AirPod is just really annoying. It feels weird. It's just not my day, I think. But that's okay. Okay. Let's see, is there... Hello. I'm the guy that helped you pass AP Computer Science. I'm glad to hear that that you passed. Arshadul? I'm glad to have helped. I hope it helped. I hope you wanted to pass AP Computer Science, or maybe that you had an interest in it. It always helps when you're interested in the class. And not forced to have to take the class, let's say. So yeah, if you did AP Computer Science, that means you were in BJC. And I heard that they've changed the curriculum up a little bit this upcoming year. So I may have to make some updates to the videos. Hold on one second, I'm getting a phone call. Hey, what's up? I'm on stream. What's the question? No. Oh, really? Okay. Then I'll end the stream. All right, bye. All right, well, I have to end the stream, unfortunately, for right now. I will try to come back on a little bit later. But I'm glad to have helped. And I'm going to see if I can figure out these technical difficulties that I've been having with these AirPods, which for some reason are not working. So maybe I'll do the studying. I'll do some studying off stream. And then when I come back, I'll take some notes. I'll take some notes in my notebook. And I'll come back with some more knowledge that I'll be able to implement. Okay, so I'm going to end the stream right now. We are at 32 hours, 40 something minutes. Let me stop this. Okay, we're at 32 hours, 42 minutes, and 56 seconds. And so we'll be back in a few hours, and I will continue streaming. So we got a little bit over 2.5 hours this stream. We'll try to go for at least 2.5 more later. All right, so bye for now. Thank you for watching.